As March ended and April began, I was eager to start a new chapter. Although never as smooth as imagined, beginning anew was necessary for me. Continuing to learn about what it is to be human and finding myself through it all is an indescribable passion I'll never take for granted. Since this chapter began, it continues to feel as if I'm inching closer into a greater unknown. But despite society's efforts, I know what awaits me is up to me to decipher. For it has been very clear in my life that I am anything but what society expects me to be. So cheers to new beginnings and to old chapters ending.
Good morning! It's day 1 of 75 days of adding more discipline and getting rid of uglier habits. So how exciting! I'm feeling immense pressure, but that's fine. I thought last month was pretty busy, but this month it's gonna be really busy. I have set a lot of expectations for myself, which is things that I'm like eager to do. It's not like, oh, I'm dreading it. I've kind of noticed that I've been moving with the seasons, and I've heard people talk about that before and how that's kind of just in our blood, sort of. That's really interesting. I'm not sure if I fully believe it. Right now I kind of half believe it because that's my experience, but I'm thinking that once I develop habits that I want to stick around, it doesn't matter the season, I'm gonna continue to do them. But I don't know, I guess we'll see. It's funny because I live in this state of mindset where I feel like I have a lot of things figured out, but at the same time I know I have nothing figured out. So it's really interesting the way my brain works, but it kind of makes sense to me. I plan to move even more intentionally this month. I'm gonna go through, I think, just my social media presence and kind of delete stuff that helped me learn things, but at the same time I no longer feel like those things are me. Last month, this is actually crazy work. Basically what happened, long story short, I was slowly losing followers on TikTok, which is good because I don't like having a male following. And I was getting really happy because my videos were landing on the For You page of girls, and they were liking and saving and commenting, but they weren't really following, which I understand. I only took that as motivation and I was like, that's okay, I'm gonna keep working at this. Then I did an ad, and for some reason it was being put on men's For You page, and so I went from slowly losing 1,000 followers to then bam, regaining over 2,000 followers of creepy men. That was a huge slap in the face at first, and then eventually I realized that it just was another push from the universe, that the content that I was so used to creating is not who I am nor my strength, and I need to move even more intentionally when it comes to what I create on TikTok. I think this specifically has become a challenge for me because I want more than anything to just, you know, do videos like any of your favorite influencers where they just do fashion, beauty related things and have so many tips. But I've realized that that's just not my strength, and that's never been my strength. I've lived in survival mode for ever, and so beauty and fashion was never really something that like actually was something I was thinking about in my mind. In the way that it matters to society, yes, but in the way that fashion and beauty and self-care helps you as a person grow and learn about who you are, no, I've never actually have experienced that. And now that I am healing, I'm realizing like, oh shoot, it's really interesting how much I was fighting myself all these years. With that being said, something I've also realized is that I need to let who I was just rest. Now that I'm like getting closer to figuring out those type of things. I hit like a week of like, dude, why haven't you been doing this all along? Like, whenever I figured out fast food is horrible for you, I was like, why have I been eating fast food my whole life? Like, this is insane. And honestly, that kind of thinking has made me feel shitty. And I can't be so hard on myself. I didn't know any better. I didn't know what I didn't know. And girl, you were surviving. Let her rest. She got you where you are right now. So over the past few years, I've really been even more so intentional about the media that I consume. Whether it's muting, blocking, unfollowing, creating new accounts, finding influencers that have the same values as me, influencers that have a completely different lifestyle than me, watching educational podcasts, movies, documentaries. Those type of things have always been a constant in my life. Even up until now, I continue to be inspired by the media that I consume and the influencers that I watch. And one of them recently was like, she said, one thing about me, no matter how busy I am, I'm always gonna get a workout in. And I heard that and I was like, I'm gonna be that type of person. Not to feed some sort of ego, but scientifically, your body needs exercise. I'm currently doing my monthly reset when it comes to planning the month and stuff. Like I said earlier, if I thought last month was busy, this month is gonna be even more busy. But that's a good thing. I'm really, really excited. I think that's one thing about me that I'm always gonna cherish, and I'm never gonna let dim my excitement and positivity. There's obviously so much life and things to be learned beyond planning, but I think a life with a bit of structure has always been something that it just really, really helps. You know, we all find our thing that helps us feel better. That's the whole point. After doing all of that though, sometimes it can be like, whoa, okay, there's so much to get done. So then after that, I do a to-do list for the day. And then after that, my mind and body kind of know what's next, which is most of the time food. So I'm making myself a bean burrito. This book was very disappointing. It's been sitting in my collection for a long time and I never opened it because I've always had a very positive mindset. Nonetheless, I was excited to read it because reminders to have a strong mind is never a bad thing. But this book was not that. Instead, it gave the most basic tips that I believe I've been living by since I could walk and talk. I'm only on page 6 and the author has already mentioned God like 4 times. And it's a little triggering because I don't like religion, but I think God is representing just like a positive voice. So I'm gonna keep reading. Obviously, I'm only on page 6, so I'm gonna give this book a chance. I guess if you're religious, I still would not recommend this book. This book was written by a straight white male, so if you're a straight white male, I still would not recommend this book to you. There was a moment where this book began to grasp my attention, but then ruined all its credibility by mentioning facts and studies that were simply put into this book for gullible minds to believe. All in all, this book gave me a headache.
and 7 p.m. and eat whatever you want, but it doesn't matter, like, and as though it doesn't matter what they're eating. And some people, as people get older, the risk for antidepressant prescription goes up. The highest category of people prescribed antidepressants are 65 and older. So Cochrane reviews are the gold standard in the medical field for meta-analyses. very rigorous, and they analyzed the data that exists and came to the conclusion that the changes in the gut were resulting in mitochondrial changes in the brain, which means brain energy metabolism in the brain.
Day 4 of discipline, and mentally I'm feeling very, very strong. Physically, my body's aching. Okay, well, maybe that's a little dramatic. It's very sore from working out, and even though my workouts are not like super intense right now, that's clearly not my goal as of right now. I think for the first 30 days of 75 days of discipline, I'm just building that habit. So even though I look like a baby deer walking for the first time doing all these workouts, I don't care. As I'm getting older, I just know that it's not about doing things perfectly, it's about doing them. So yeah, mentally I feel like I've always just meant to be here. So anyway, fast forward to right now. I was supposed to go to work, but it's been storming really badly. So in these 75 days, I'm no longer doom scrolling. To be completely transparent, yesterday I most definitely have been kind of like reaching that line of like, okay, this is doom scrolling and like this is not. But it's nothing that I don't stand by, at least as of right now. One of those things being that instead of doom scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, I'm instead scrolling through Pinterest a lot more. My pins are about to go from like 15 pins to like 300 in the next 75 days. I forget how much I love Pinterest. I'm back on it and I'm really, really obsessed with it. So that's what I've been doing instead of doom scrolling, which again, like I said, it's nothing that I don't stand by, especially because in the process of making a lot of pin boards and whatnot, I feel like it's just a way of manifesting. Anyway, I'm feeling very low energy because it's day 1 of my period. So far, I've been fine. Nothing has really changed that much. I haven't done food prepping, but I do feel like that's coming soon because we are running out of groceries. So I'm wanting to do at least like 1 or 2 recipes that I want to do so that I can, start that habit. As of right now, though, my mom did make food and whatnot, so that always helps with that. Saying a statement like this is never safe because maybe my only truth is that I'm just down for whatever is in front of me. But I think spring is my favorite season. Her indecisiveness brings me peace. One day it'll be paling, and the next the sun is out while new flowers are blooming. Her messiness brings out so much beauty and renewal that only appears if she moves exactly how she wants, no matter how it affects anyone.
I could sit around and wait all day. You lay easy on my mind, like a candle I just burn away. All we really have is time. All we really have is time. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody but you. I don't wanna waste it on anybody. Take it with anybody but you. What was it they used to say?